So today's webinar, we're going to introduce Antaira and his full product line. So if you got any questions during the webinar, please feel free to write down the message to us or speak out, and then we can reply to you directly. All right. Okay. Let me start with the company overview agenda today. Today we're going to first speak about Antaira, its family, and his global presence, also product category, and also various applications that our product can be used, and also some key product certifications that we already obtained, and then also for special applications that can be applied to it. Okay. About Antaira, we started in 2005. We established in Southern California, and then that's where our headquarters is. And then we are a leading manufacturer of high-quality industrial networking and communication product solution provider. And our main product that we provide is industrial-grade Ethernet switch, industrial wireless device, media converters, and serial communication device. And like in this page, you can see that our headquarters actually in Brea. That's very close to the Los Angeles regions. So that's why we say our headquarters in Los Angeles. The reason is that everybody know where Los Angeles in America is, where the Hollywood is. Okay, and then we do have some expansion office around the world. So like for example, right now I'm in the Asia branch, which that's based in Taiwan, and we established this office in 2010. So the major purpose for this office is our manufacturing here for all our products, and also the sales office. Sales office consists of, for example, Middle East, Africa, South Asia, and India, and all those regions are responsible in the Asia office. And then in our headquarters, that they are basically responsible for the Northern and Southern America business. And then also you can see there's a Europe office which we established in 2012. That's based in Poland, and that office are responsible for all the European market. So all the lead from European, we will forward to them, and they will be taking care of all the business from there. Yeah. As I mentioned that our headquarters in USA, and then but all the sales act independently around the world. So for example, what I mentioned earlier in the page, that for European business or the Asian business, and also Middle East and all that will be taken care from the different office. And then that's why we are actually very wide coverage of a global support. Reason is that the time zone issues. So in the different time zones, we actually do have a sales office or branch that can help the customer directly without any problems, and we can act very quickly, promptly as well to the customer to solve their problems. And for service and support, every company claim that they have excellent service and support to their customers. But like for Antaira's, because we do have so many, like 3 different regions for the sales office. So from the time zone issues, that we actually don't have that much issues around it, because there is always some office that is open and then can be able to help out to our customers. And of course, some of the issues that will be more understanding by each office and each sales, so they might be forwarding the support emails and all that back to the sales branch. Okay. And then also that many of our sales been telling us that we've been in the market since 2005, and then we've been selling so many products throughout those years, and then there is so minimum of problems, issues that we receive from the customers. So actually, our quality of the product and design are very out of this world. Like for example, we do have some issues, and then we have a support team that we can solve the issues with the customer directly through webinar, through TeamViewer, or by emails, and also we can send them some solutions. So our support is quite a very main focus in our companies. And then also for quality and designs, we do have a in-house hardware and software design engineering in-house. And then so any problems with our product, or the configurations, or any issues that customers are experiencing with our products, we can solve them very quickly without any problems, not like the other competitors that they might be outsourced for other support. So that's the main advantage of our product as well. And then also that for distributors, okay, we normally don't call them distributors, we like to call them partners, because they are much they are much focused in their own regions. So they know exactly what the customer wants and needs, and then so they can react to the customers and requests very promptly. So we actually need our partners more than they need us. Yeah. So they can promote our product directly to the customer in the regions. And then also that we don't have the big sales force team in the office or outside to different region, different locations. So we actually need the partners to help us to promote our product in the regions, and then also promote our brand as well. And you might be thinking that Antaira has been here since 2005. What type of customer we have already been helping them, or the customer or partners our products been implemented to it. You can see in this page that some of the big names, for example, Google's Otis, GE, and Tesla, Ford, those are the end users actually do have some solutions that implement our products. Not only for industrial Ethernet switch, maybe some for serial device server, or for media converters as well. And then those companies are big, and then I am sure that our product has been tested and it's been trusted by them. That's why they've been using our products as well. Yeah. So you can see on the right hand side of the page, you can see like Lulu Group, ISRO, that's the Indian Space Research Organization based in India, that we have some business with them. They've been purchased some of our products as well for their solutions to ensure that the application can function properly. Yeah. So, and then for examples, for Ford and Motorola solutions that we have been providing our LV, low voltage PoE switches to them. They actually, I think the applications are in automation applications. So with the design of a factory floor or the solutions, they only have about 12 to 36 VDC input. So with our low voltage PoE solutions, which our switch can still provide the 30-watt output. And then for automations, right now the vision inspection is much more into like a industrial 4.0 environment. So that's the reason that they need those type of products, and then to help them to do the visual inspections. So to minimize the manpowers and then to increase their capacities as well for all the productions. Yeah. And then we also have some experience with Suzlong. Suzlong is a wind pipe wind turbine manufacturer. And then the reason that they use our product is that because they say that our product is being tested in the monsoon seasons in India, and then the product quality and reliabilities are great throughout that season, and then there wasn't any issues with them. So that's why they purchased our product with them. And then also for Middle East, we do have some government projects with our partners, and then they've been supplying our products to the project when the tender, and then also for the U.S. Army organization or the Air Force organized government customers. Yeah. So you can see that those companies are not just small. They are actually quite big, and then they put their faith in our hand with our product, and then it's been using for a long time. And then also that you might see some of the company are major in the U.S. market. The reason is that because the U.S. market, U.S. office was established in 2005. That was our headquarters, and then that's where our major market is. And then they are Antaira brand are well known in the American market, and then for European market and also Asian branch market around here, we are still trying to get our brand knowing to all the customers. So we do need some help with our partners. We provide great support to our partners and customers, and hopefully they won't have any problems once they've been installed our products to their customers, and then we'll have more repeat orders from them as well. All right. And global events, you can see that here we are actually everywhere in the world now. Before the COVID-19 issues, mostly every year we will attend probably about 15 to 18 events. Mostly are in the US regions because they are much easily to travel around, and then also that the shows, exhibitions, events are much more regular happening in the US, and then our sales force might fly one day to the event and then come back the next day, or they might join the event with our partners and then to have a site support with our partners to promote our products. And then also that, for example, we in Asia branch, we went to Intersect Dubai in 2020, yeah, last year, and Intertraffic in Indonesia, and then also Japan IT Weeks, and SPS IPC is being attended by our European office. So we are actually quite active in all the events to show that to the end user or the customers that Antaira are not just one-time brand. We are actually been around the market for a long time. I think it's more than 16 years now. And then we are still going strong and hopefully to build up more customer bases through in the futures. All right. Is there any questions? Anybody want to ask? Okay. No. Okay, let me go. Keep going. All right. Okay. Right now, I'm going through the product categories. Okay. Product categories, like earlier I've been telling that Antaira are mainly focused on industrial grade networking communication equipment. So we actually have four main categories that we offer to our customers. One is industrial Ethernet switch. The other one is industrial wireless device server device. Okay. And then the other one is a media converter, and then the last one is a serial communications. For industrial Ethernet switch, okay, you might see on the left hand side of the pictures, that's where our most revenue come from, and that's where our strong point product is. We are since the beginning, we are more focused on the industrial Ethernet switch than the others. So you can see in our website or what I offer to the customers that we do have quite a large amount of a product we can offer to them, to the customers. The reason is that we don't want the customer to buy something that is over spec or is under spec, and then they need to pay extra, like to buy another one to meet their requirements. So we do have all the different port combinations to ensure that one switch or one product can meet their requirement or their needs. And then on the left hand side you can see we also offer different type of Ethernet switches. The right hand side, the big ones, is M12 IP67 switches, which is for waterproof or dustproof for very harsh environment that customer might need to install in an environment that is very difficult and also dusty or humidity is high, and then don't want to have any disconnections with the connection. So that's the reason for the development of IP67 switches. And then also for industrial other Ethernet switches, we offer with the from 5 ports all the way to 28 port of RJ45 um, connectors, and then also with the SFP slots, which you can connect with the SFP transceiver. Depends on the distance, and you can choose a different um, spec on the transceivers, and then to ensure that the connectivity will be great and reliable. And then also that our compact design is one of our major advantage to compare to the others, uh, because those are such a compact design that we can limit all the space issues with the site. So many customers like our products. The reason is that because it's much easier for installations, and then they don't have any problem because the switch is too big. So because you normally have to fit into the cabinet or something, and then if it's too big, they can only fit for few. But with our compact design, we do have options for the customers that they can either fit more, or they have more space to fit other equipments they need to the cabinet or something. And then with the fibers, for examples, we offer with the SFP slots, and we also offer with the fiber fixed fibers. So fixed fiber come with the STOSC connectors, which is already been fixed into our switches. So the customer doesn't need to use another converter to change to the LC connectors for SFP. So it's much easier for the customer um, to install to their current design, so they don't have to spend more money to how you say this, to change their design and cost more for the whole project. Okay, and then also the other advantage that I've been telling is that our PoE, because we do have a lot of PoE switches to offer to the customer with the different port counts. And then also that, like earlier I've been saying, our advantage of low voltage PoEs. Low voltage PoEs is actually due to the input of the VDC. So we do have a built-in power booster in the switches. So even with the low voltage input, we still can provide 30-watt output to the PD device. So that's a big advantage of our products. And then every single port with the low voltage models can provide 30-watt output. Not like the other competitor, they might say, oh, they can only provide 2 or 3 ports of 30 watt, but race they cannot because of power budget. All right. So that's about industrial Ethernet switch. Yeah. And then come to the next wireless device. You might see some products in our website. We are still trying to develop more, but because we think that the next stage of networking communication is going to this wireless stage. So we are getting more type of product, develop more type of product to the market, so we can help the customer to have other options, not just with the cables connections. Yes. Mostly our wireless device are by project use. So many of the projects are happening in US. So they are being building in US and then sold to the end customer or the partners directly. So if there is any other customer need those type of products, please let us know, and then we can discuss more about it, because wireless is got more regulations that we need to worry about in each regions. So we cannot just sell something and then import something to the regions, and they might be restricted to their regions. So we need to discuss more about this. Okay. Media converter. This type of products been around the market for a long time. It's actually, for me, it's the idea of an extension of networking. Like it fill in the gap. So, for example, you do have a cameras outside on the edge side, but you don't want to use the big switch outside. So you actually can just purchase a media converter, and then to do the distance from 2K to 120K, and then you can connect the cameras at the remote locations, and they can still transfer back the data or provide the PoE to the camera without the problems, and then that's much cost efficient for the users to use in a media converter. A media converter we do offer with the enterprise media converter, which the temperature range is from 0 to 50, but we also provide the industrial grade ones, which is from -10 to all the way to 70 degrees Celsius operation temperature. So there is many options for the customers for this type of solutions that they can use media converter with. Serial communications. Serial, they come with the standard, 3 different types of standard, and then because they are still in the market, because some of the old solution applications, for example, like for automation industry, they are much using the serial PLC type of language to transfer the data or the informations back to the control room. But throughout the age, Ethernet start to rise, and then people want to get their data out to the cloud, to the internet. So that's why we do need the serial communication. It's like a media converter type for serial language standard transfer to Ethernet language, and then you can send it back to the cloud or to the internet with the full control. So later on, we have more information about serial communications. If anybody need to know more as well, you can discuss with your partners as well, and we can provide more detailed information for you as well. Okay. Accessories. Okay. Since 2005, we started in US. We actually are selling around the world. So many customers wish us to provide accessories to them, and then to become like a one-stop shop for them, so they can purchase everything from them. That's the reason that we are still having this type of accessory products in our category. So for example, SFP slots, transceiver, power supply unit, wireless or cables. We do offer them, our customer, this type of options if they need us to provide, and then if they don't, they can also have their own supply. They can purchase from there locally. We don't have any issue with that. But because this been accessories product lines been in our company for a long time, so that's why we are keeping this product line stored in our website and to offer to the customers. Okay. For market segments, there is many segments that we can talk about, application we can talk about. The major one are here with the security, oil and gas, automation, and ITS, and water and wastewater. Okay. Security is actually one of the major market in Antaira. Many of our customers are in a security market. So for example, like they need to connect to the IP cameras, they need to do with the sensors, the access controls and all that. So many customers, all the product we sell are major in this type of segments, security. So you can see for the examples here that you do have a switch here, and then that control with the PoE for the cameras, and then also that you do have a serial to Ethernet because they might be control gate that still run with the PLC serial, and then so it's being powered. Camera has been powered by the switches, and then the serial data has been transferred back to the switches, and then you see the wireless point of two outdoor wireless AP that which can connect to the control room, because maybe the situations that they cannot be lay down the new fiber cables, and then they need to go wirelessly, and then so we implement two wireless AP for the data transfer from control room to the gate. So that's where all the data has been transferred back to the control room and been controlled, and also be recorded with all the incoming cars and peoples and all that, right? And the next one is oil and gas. This applications quite often being implemented in the Middle East area. Also in our US, we do have some projects that are in this industry as well. Okay. And then here they like to use Modbus because some of the equipment are still using Modbus RTU. Those are much cheaper solutions, so they do not want to change. So we using our serial to Modbus media converters, so which they can have transfer the data back to our switch, and then switch can be manageable, and then to configure with all the features that are being controlled with the oil and gas industry, and then use fiber connections, because normally the location from the control room to the site is quite far away, so they're using the fiber connections to transfer all the data back to the control room for controlling. Okay, and then also you can see on the right hand side there is PoE is standard. So for example, they need a camera on the side that need to be recording or be surveillance for any issues with the location. So they're using the PoE standard to provide the power to the cameras there, and then also send it back to the switch, and then which you can send it back to the control room for as well for surveillance. Okay. And for automations, can see in the middle here, like what I said earlier, there is the IP67 switch with the M12 connector design. The reason for M12 connection design for this application is that because, like for example, factory area, there might be very high vibrations or very dusty, or maybe there is high humidities or issues. So with the M12, you can actually screw in the connectors to the switches to ensure that even under the circumstances, there is no water can go into the pen, and then also there is no dust in the pen, and also there is no vibration that can cause the connector to be loose and then the connection be break. So that's the reason that we are using the PoE 8 port with the M12 connector for the solutions. And also you can see that's a dash 24. Dash 24 in our model naming rules is for low voltage. So for the automation factory environment, they normally are already designed with the low voltage of 12 to 36 VDC power. So to provide those 30-watt output of to the PDs, we use in this type of low voltage switches, which we can still have a power boost up for the cameras to be able to function with the power they need. Okay, and then also for like a robot arm or CNC machines, they still run with the serial standards, and so we're using a serial to Ethernet, which they can transfer back the data in the Ethernet language, and then all the way back to the control room. Okay. And ITS, okay. ITS applications is being quite good in the US market and also in the European market, because for the traffic control, or ITS actually means intelligent traffic solutions. Okay, for the traffic controls, we don't really need a traffic officer to stand by the traffic intersections anymore. So you can actually using the managed switch and then all serial device to control the whole system intersections. So for example, the control room can see where the traffic is, which direction are holding back the traffic. They can change the traffic light from their control room rather than traffic officer stand by the intersection and change the traffic light on time. So that's very, it's actually like intelligent traffic systems now. And then also we do have quite a few models that can apply with this as regulations. So in America we call it NEMA's TS2, which is for this type of applications that that standards that can fit into it. And then for European, there is the standards called EMARC. and that's mostly for vehicles. And we do have few products that also offer this type of standards to the customers that can apply compliant to the customer with this as well. Okay. And water and wastewater. Okay, this type of application is actually more happening in the US. We haven't in a different branch office. We haven't got any demand or requirement for this. But the thing is that this type of applications actually designed with like a ring protocols. So everything will come in the ring circles all the way back to the control rooms. So with our standard with the managed functions, we use in the open protocols called ERPS. So with this protocols actually for the edge switches, like for example on the side you need switches and you use Antaira switches, and then normally in the backbone in the control rooms you might use in the Cisco switches, and then with the ERP protocols, it's open protocols, which means that they can comply to Cisco's switches. Not like the other competitors, they might have their own protocol, ring protocols, which limit your design because that they need to require your solution to use their switches all the way from the control room to the edge switches. So with our protocol ERPS standards, you can always using the edge switches with Antairas, and then we don't care if your core switches are with the other brand, as long as they support managed functions, and then our switch should be compatible with the managed features as well. So yeah, so water and wastewater, that is the very special applications that we are working with, and then that's a very experienced US team can tell us more about it in the future if anybody interested with these applications. Okay, and now let me go through about industrial grade solutions. All right. Many might ask, what you mean by industrial grade? Okay, industrial grade actually means that compared to the commercial grade, that the environment that you are using the product are much harsh environment. There might be high vibration, high operating temperatures, or very low temperatures, or there's a very dangerous areas like for explosive areas, or special areas that need to be prevent any damage to the product. That is industrial grade. Okay, so for examples that all our product industrial grade, they are both with the metal case. Now compared to the commercial grade, they are both with the plastic cases. So it's much easier for people to break them. But for metal cases, you might get a dent, but you won't break the inside, so it lasts longer. And then also that because we are have so much faith in our product, we provide 5 years warranty to all our products. So so that's also a big advantage with it. Okay. So with our product, Ethernet switches, with the certificates we do have our very standard certificate, CFCC. That is our basic certificate, which we, before every single product launched by the Antaira, we will attempt those certificate, because that most of our products have to import it to US, and then that's why we need to attempt this type of um, certificate. And for UL, also many of our US customers are needed for the safety certificate. But for Europe, they might have something else. But most of our US team or US customers, they need this. And Rose, RHS, of course, we are been building all our product with the green materials. Okay, so that's the reason that we do have that. And then also for special environment, we also offer product range of ATEX or C1D2. For people don't really understand those two certificates, is very easy to explain it. Is that there's two type of certificates are for the explosive environment applications, oil and gas, or petrol stations, or factory areas. They might need this type of certificate. So ATEX is for Europe, and C1D2 UL is for the America market. Okay. And NEMAS TS2 and EMARC. Okay, NEMAS is for the ITS applications, and then for EMARC and is for the European application vehicle safety applications. So we do also have many different product range that can apply to those type of regulations. So like what I've been saying earlier in the web slide, that we have many different type of product that we can offer to our customers and partners with the specific environment or applications that people or end user can use without any issues, because we already passed with those regulations. Okay. For operation temperatures, like earlier I've been saying that it's a wide range of temperature we can use. We do offer the standard models and also the wide range temperature models. Standard models is minus 10 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius operation temperatures. That's the environment temperature, because you might know with your experience that the machines are working, they are transfer all the data inside of machines will always get hotter than outside environment. So that temperature, operating temperature range, is actually the environment temperatures, not the machine itself. So we also have a lab chamber here in the Taiwan office that we do test every single product before launch to ensure that the stability and reliability of connections with this type of environment temperatures, operating temperatures. And then once they are all passed with the great colors, and then our engineer or our PM can launch the product to our website. Okay, so that's a standard operating temperatures. And then for the wide range ones, it's a minus 40 degrees Celsius to 75 degrees Celsius. Okay, so that's much hotter. And then because we Antaira start from the beginning. We focus with the industrial grade solutions, networking equipments. So all our products, even with the raw materials or components we use, are under industrial grade standards. So that's the reason we are very proud with our products because that we don't really have any issues with our customers that because due to the high temperatures or low temperature cause any issues with the connectivity with our products. So we do have a good experience with our product with this type of operating temperatures. Okay, form factors. Okay, here earlier saying that we are offering the IP67 design, which is waterproof, water dust proof design with the M12 connectors, and then we also have rack mount design switches as well, which is also industrial grade, but they are designed as like the normal switches that you put in the control rooms. Because you might know that control room with the 100 or 10 of switches in the rack, the temperature might be increased if they do not have any air comes and air flows in the cabinet. So with the industrial grade rack mount switches, we can actually have to work around this type of environment. So it can be installed easily in the cabinet, and then also it provide the PoE's functions, and also it's a rack mount design. And then also we are saying the compact size of our switches. So he came with a very small design, so you can fit in very easily into your cabinet or boxes outside. So it's very good. Okay, and then we do have a special solutions. It's called conformal coating solution. We are working with this supplier manufacturers that professionally they can be doing this conformal coating to our PCB board, which to ensure the lifespan of our switches due to the environment issues, because those environment might be very humid or very high temperatures, or very they have a gas environment which can cause any rust into all the metals. So with this type of application solutions, we are spraying the layer conformal coatings over the PCB board, so can prevent all the gas or dust or humidity in contact with the metals in our PCB board, and then which can make our switches or our product last even longer. So for those type of environment applications, normally happens in the coastal areas, offshore oil and gas platforms type of places, and also for surprisingly for factories as well. Maybe there is a they create very dusty environment, and then also gassy environments, and then you can also use this type of solutions for the our switches as well. Okay, PoE. Okay, this is one of our big selling points as well. Like earlier, I've been repeating saying that low voltage PoE. is called -24 PoE switches, which input from 12 VDC all the way up to 36. But normally for the PoE to provide 30 watts, you need 48 VDC to 55. So with this, our switches are building with the power booster, so he can increase the VDC all the way up to 45 to 40 to 55, and then to ensure the PD can be function to receive enough power to work. Okay, and then also all our PoE switches complying with the IEEE 802.3 AT and AF, which means AF was 15 watts output, and then also AT 30 watts output. And then switches are designed with those features that they can detect the PD's needed output. So it actually, if the PD only need 15, like AF standards, they will only provide AF 15 watts to the PDs. And if the PD need 30 watts AT standards, they will provide 30 watts through our switches. Okay. And then since last year, we are designing with the new products called BT standards. BT standards actually is the upgrade from 30 watts to 90 watts. And then this PoE standards is the latest standards for the PoE. Okay, because the newer design of the IP cameras, you need the camera to be rotating, and then also maybe have a flashlight or something. They need more powers. So that's the reason the BT version are coming out. So the BT can provide 90 watt to the PD device, which you don't need the extra power source for those cameras, and you can still use our switches or media converter to provide this type of power to the cameras or the equipment that you are connecting to. Okay. And then for our managed switch, our switch, it came with a managed and unmanaged type. Okay. And also come with a PoE and non-PoE type. And then also the standard with the fast Ethernet, which is 10 to 100 speed, or you can have an option with a gigabit speed. Okay, and then also we offer with the 10 gigabit speed models as well. So there is many type of a switch that I've been telling earlier as well, that we can offer to the customer with exactly what they need without they paying extra or they paying less for what they don't need. Okay. And our managed switch, because our software team are also in-house, so we have developed our own software for the managed. So currently our managed layers, like layer 3, we offer static routing features for all our managed switches. So you do have a part of a layer 3 features in our managed switches, and we are still developing more layer 3 features in our managed switches. So we are working on it, and then in the near future, all the customer can upgrade through our website or firmware. So they can upgrade the current switch to the more advanced layers 3 features. All right. For the unmanaged switches also, we provide 5 to 26 port options, and then also come with a fast Ethernet or gigabit, also 10 gigabit. It's exactly the same, but they are not managed. So they are much easier for the customer to use. So it's simply just a plug and play. So they won't need to do anything. They just ensure the switches got power, and then they plug in the end device, and then they will provide the PoE, or they will start transfer the data back to the control room without any issues occur. All right. Okay. Industrial wireless solutions. This earlier saying that there's quite a new product that we are offering. Many product you can find out in our website, and then but due to the regulations, some of our website doesn't have. But we can still offer those type of products to the customers if they really need this type of solutions. Okay, so on the right hand side here, we do have ARS 7235 AC, which this support 2 antenna, and then support 2.4G and 5G's Wi-Fi AP bridge repeater and routing capacities. For examples, it's also IP30. So for examples that customer need this type of solutions, and we can offer them this type of products to them. Okay. And then for the middle ones here, is a wireless IoT gateway. It's our latest models that we just developed. This is industrial cellular IoT. It's actually got two SIM card slots for redundancies, and then also he provide wireless AP functions with the 2.4Gs and 5Gs, and then also he provide the fast Ethernet connections with the RJ45. And then he actually support Modbus, so this is very great help to the solution, like for example automations or type of solutions that need Modbus communications. And then also these models are building with the other protocols called MQTT. It's quite a new protocols with the cellular networking protocols. So if you are more familiar, that's great. And then, but this is quite a new product to us. And then we have some customers that are buying in the South America and also in Southeast Asia, and so we are hopefully will be promoting to the other regions as well, like for example Middle East and Africa or India with this type of products. But like what I said earlier, that the regulation issues that we need to be to ensure that the import won't be a problem due to the cellular networking issues or the wireless frequency issues. So that is the major issues with the wireless solutions. Okay. And then for outdoor wireless here on the right hand side, this is actually a ARY 7235 ACPD. Okay, this is actually a plastic cover, but we do offer with the metal covers as well, which is was shown earlier with the graph, solution graph that you can put it outside for the AP connection to the control room and the site. And then the transmissions go all the way up to 867 megabyte per second. And then the distance, connecting distance, because those are pointy wireless device, so you can go all the way up to around 800 meters to 1K. So this type of solution is also very very good for the applications that you cannot have any layout with the fiber connections. Yeah, so if you need to go with wireless, we do suggest with the outdoor wireless solutions. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For media converters, here we do have some products that solve. Other than Ethernet switches, with this type of product, we do sell quite a bit as well. We do have enterprise media converters and industrial media converters. Enterprise media converters are solutions that is actually you don't need to put it on site. It doesn't need to be hardened. The environment is much calmer. Like for example, the operating temperature is 0 to 50, so you can actually put them in the buildings. And then because media converters got their own features, so you might need the connections of other industrial media converters by the site, and then so you can join up with them both. So we do have some successful solutions that been implemented throughout a few years ago and currently, that the customers are using the enterprise media converters and join up with the industrial media converters. Okay. So media converters come with unmanaged media converters, enterprise media converter. Also offer with the PoE standards. They give out 15 watts or 30 watts output. And then also for the enterprise, we do have a managed media converter options. And then for those options, you can have SMMP features that you can control for the network. SMMP is a simple network management protocol. So you can actually have a setup with this type of protocol with your layout, and then you can control it. Yeah. And the rig mount, those are for the enterprise media converters, because normally enterprise media converters are installed in-house. So it might be right next to the control room, might be the cabinet and all that. So you can purchase a rig mount cases, so you can put in all the enterprise media converter, all 16 of them, into this rig mount cases, and to make sure that the cable are neat and then everything are neat in the locations, and then it's easy for the technicians to install and also to repair or look after. Okay. And then Ethernet in standard, this one is actually we saw quite a bit in the fire and security industry. So for like a fire alarm and all that, they might need a longer distance of connections. So those connectors are still using the RJ11 connectors. So it's like telephone connections. And then because they still, once they are connecting to the fire alarms and all that, they might run with the VDSL2, and then they need to convert to the Ethernet. So that's the Ethernet standard this product actually useful. Yeah. So for America, they do have some applications that are used for the casinos because there's not they don't really need much bandwidth in the casinos, but they need very long distance connections. So they're using this type of standard, and then they can transfer back with the Ethernet RJ45 back to the control rooms and then back to the cloud. Or yeah, so that's how they implement with this type of products. And industrial media converter, like what I said earlier, those are for much harsh environments. When the compact design is very easy for the end user installer to install by the site without any issues. And then also they come with the PoE features or non-PoE features, or we do offer with the fixed fibers and SAP slots for SAP transceivers as well. So there is many options for the customer that can use. Depends on their solution, depends on their designs. We can offer them the right product for them. Okay. And then one of the bottom pictures here. Here is one of the solutions from our customers. They are using the injector with the 60-watt output. You might already know that solar industry, solar panel industry, they have a layout, or they only can provide low voltage of input. So the voltage might be from 12 to only 36. So if you need a PoE with the 60 watt, those input voltage cannot be suitable for the cameras. So you need the injector with the to be suited for this applications. So you can see this injector here, INJ020G60-24-T, which has got built-in power booster, and then also it provides 60 watts. So it actually can provide cameras enough power even with the lower input of BBC, and then so they can be monitor the current environment. Yeah. All right. Okay. Here comes serial communication. Okay. Earlier I've been telling that serial communication product, we do have quite a bit product that are suitable in this product categories, because serials are still in they are dying product, but they are still in the market because like for automations or for like oil and gas industry, they still not very familiar with the Ethernet layout. So all their machines are still built with the serial standards, and those standards are come with the RS232, RS422, or 485, and then because the Ethernets are in the rise, so they do need to have some products that need to come back to the control rooms or to the cloud or to be recorded. So the serial communication come into pictures. So that's why we do have a serial Ethernet device, which will transfer serial standard to Ethernet language, or serial to wireless using serial connections, and then they transfer the data through wireless back to the control room, or Modbus serial Modbus, and then also can transfer back to the control room with the Ethernet, and then also serial to serial, because some of the serial standard doesn't comply with each other, so you need the serial, the converter to change to the other standard, so they can communicate with each other. And then lastly, the USB to serial. Normally, those are used for the computer industry. So automation as well, because CNC machines also have DB9 connectors, which you need the laptop to go in and maybe do some configurations. So that's why the serial to USB to serials that come into pictures, and so it's mostly those type of products will be used. But like what I said earlier, that this come with a different training program. If you have interest or you have applications that need serial device solutions, please feel free to contact us, and then we will have a whole training on this type of product that we can provide to you as well. Yeah. Okay. And here's lastly, how can Antaira help you? All right. Here you can see we do have some on-site technical presentations which we can provide, or you can also ask us directly through support for custom content. So if you need any solution, to solve your problems, or any topology you are unsure about it, you are welcome to write to us, and then we can provide the trainings, or we can provide the solutions to you or to your customers to ensure that your solutions will be functional once it's been installed. So the on-site presentations are like, for example, managed and unmanaged switches, which you will find in this topic, that what is the difference between managed and unmanaged switches. Yeah. And then layer 2 multicast, this topic you will learn more about the feature of our managed switch, what is in the layer 2, and then what can you do with the ERP SSD and all the other features that you can do with this type of trainings. And then for corrosion protections 101, we have training slide that can actually provide more information about what we mean by corrosion environment, and how this product, our product, can be protected in this type of environment, and then how our product are followed by what standards and all that. Okay. And passive and active PoE, this is actually a short training course or presentations that we can provide the informations or knowledge of what type of those two PoE means, and then which probably will be covered by the normal like managed and managed switches each slide. But yeah, but we also do have that in the on-site technical presentations as well. And then if you need more information about networking, our team also can provide the half-day or full-day trainings on networking 101. So yeah, so that's it. So that's us. Okay, and then now I can see some of us have some questions about our products. All right. Okay, and the first one is from Mr. Mark. You would like to find out what the country of origin of our products. Like earlier, I've been saying, our manufacturer factories are in Taiwan, so country of origins are in Taiwan. Yes, yeah. For our product, for Antaira's product. All right. So for switches, wireless, media converters, and also serial device, and yeah, some of the accessories are origins are from Taiwan. All right. The second question is Mr. Rajesh. Is 67 work in a high temperature, for example, or IP67? Okay, IP67, we do have models with the wide temperature range. So you can find, if you have a chance to go to our website and find this type of product, you can find there is some product with the dash T in the back of our naming rules. Okay, that is for the wire temperature standards, and which for the IP67 models, we do offer with the wire temperature options for the customers. Yes. All right. Okay. And any other questions? Oh, any other ones? Okay. We got another question from Fayaz. Do you have a POE on managed media converter? We actually, for enterprise, we do have a POE on managed media converters, but for the industrial grade media converters, we don't have a managed type. Yeah, those are the unmanaged media converters, but we still offer POE with the 30 watt output POE industrial media converters. Yeah. All right. Okay. Is there any other questions you would like to ask? All right then. And that will be end of our webinar today. And then I believe that we will have more coming very soon. So hopefully we will have you join us again. And looking forward to see you guys again in our next webinar. And have a great day and enjoy. Goodbye.